Hello students, good morning. Today I am going to teach you physics as I am your biology teacher, but I think let's teach you one chapter from physics and let's see how much you are receiving. So today I am going to teach you chapter 14 of physics, that is your sources of energy. We have already completed our biology syllabus. So let's continue the physics, that is sources of energy. As you know, energy, how can we define energy? Energy which is needed to do work. Energy which is needed to do work. Without energy we can't do anything. I am teaching now, okay? If I have not eaten anything, can I able to teach you? So that energy I receive from my food. I take different type of food and those food I get energy to talk or to teach you. So let's see what is energy, what is its universal definition. So here it defined as we know, the law of energy means energy can neither created nor be destroyed. Energy can neither created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another. Like your law of conservation of mass, law of conservation of energy states that law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. If energy can't be created, can't be destroyed, then why there is energy crisis? Am I right? If energy can't be created, means can't be formed, also can't be destroyed, then why we are so aware of saving energy? Why I switch on 2 bulbs to teach you? So let's understand what are the sources of energy and how this energy is misused by us, how can we save our energy, and how can we make our country economically developed. Clear, students? So here I am going to teach you about some sources of energy. All the energy sources are divided into 2 types. One is conventional source and another is non-conventional source. We already know your conventional means, one is your conventional source of energy, means this type of energy is used from an ancient time or which is very common to the people. And non-conventional energy means non-conventional, which we have to produce. Some sources which is not so much known to us, but we are trying to produce energy from it. So energy is of 2 types, conventional and non-conventional. Out of conventional source of energy, we maximum depend on fossil fuels. Means our first source of energy is here coal. Maximum used energy is coal. Then your next is your petroleum, coal, then petroleum, then your wind energy, hydropower plant, solar energy, tidal energy, etc., etc. As we are studying different forms of energy, I have here told you that according to law of conservation of mass, energy can neither created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another form. If we are using coal to produce electricity, here the coal get converted to light energy. If I throw this chuck like this, then it creates a sound. Means here the potential energy or something I throw from a high height. Suppose I throw this clip into down. Here is the sound. Means the potential energy get converted into sound energy. So means here we can understand that energy has different forms. If we are using some energy that is not completely destroyed, they are just changing their forms. Clear? They are just changing their forms. Means from one form to another form. Like when we rotate a fan, we get wind energy. Clear? Exactly. This energy is divided into two types on the basis of we use it. One is conventional source of energy and another is your non-conventional source of energy. In conventional source of energy, we use fossil fuels, hydropower plants, solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy, etc. 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 We will study in detail. But here the maximum used energy source is your fossil fuels, and out of fossil fuels the number one which is maximum or used from ancient time, that is coal. That's why this is the most common example of conventional source of energy, that is your coal. So here I have told you about fossil fuel, fossil fuel, fossil fuel. So what is fossil fuel? Fossil fuels, how are they formed? As we know, coal is also a non-renewable source of energy. Why? Because it can't be formed again. If it formed, then it takes millions of years. So in the past, due to natural disasters, when at a time large number of population, including plants and animals, are go inside the earth crust, and they are under a great temperature and pressure, they converted into coal and petroleum. The land organisms get converted into coal and the aquatic organisms get converted into petroleum. But this process is so long. It takes millions of years, as we know. If we use these sources of energy in a regular way and we misuse it, then what happens? Then very soon it will be completely finished from the earth. Then what will we do? So in this chapter, we will discuss about some non-conventional sources of energy which will help us in future if there will be lack of conventional source of energy. Clear? So let's understand what is a good source of energy. To which energy we will say that this is good. What are its characters? Clear? What are its characters? So if you can write, take the screenshot and write. Okay. So what are the characters of a good source of energy? First, if I ask you, which you will choose. Suppose you have two options. Option 1, something that is available near to you. Option 2, that is available far to you. Next option. Option is cheap cost. Cheap cost means sasta. High cost. High cost. Easily accessible, or which we can easily get. Easily not accessible. Have high calorific value. High calorific value. Calorific value means when we burn a fuel in a particular amount, then it gives a particular amount of heat. That is called high calorific value. Means at a low cost we can get more energy and it gives low calorific value. You think this is one fuel. Suppose this fuel is A, this fuel is B. Fuel A is available to you near, fuel B is available far. Suppose you are living in Dharwada. Do you go to Delhi for buying fuel or go to Bhiwadi to buying fuel? You must choose Bhiwadi because Bhiwadi is more closer to you. Exactly. If the fuel is available near, then this is best. If it is cheap in cost, not so much high cost, cheap in cost, easily accessible means you can get it easily. You have to no need to find out any everywhere. You can get it easily. Then have high calorific value. Then you told me which source of energy is good, A or B? Of course A. So what are, here the question comes, what are the characters of a good source of energy? So the characters of good source of energy is it must be easily available, it can be handled easily, it releases no smokes, it has high calorific value, clear, and it has low cost. These are the characters of a good source of energy as well as a good fuel, because fuel also gives us energy. We can use fuel like coal is also used as fuel, petroleum is used as fuel, then your diesel used as fuel. All these are fossil fuels. That's why we are calling them as fossil fuels. So these are the good source of energy and they are the characters of good source of energy. Remember, when you make notes, then you must write the good source of energy or the characters of good source of energy. So let's see how conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy means different type of sources of energy. So I have told you coal, then your petroleum. We will study about this in details. Coal, then your petroleum, then hydro, then solar energy, hydro energy, clear, then nuclear energy, tidal energy, wave energy, wind energy, etc., etc. So why we need these sources of energy? Although we have coal and petroleum, I have told you coal and petroleum are non-conventional sources of energy and very soon they will be completely finished. That's why we need to use the non-conventional sources of energy. So let's start or let's understand different type of energy in the next class.